Hey guys, my name's Elizabeth McCulloch and welcome back to my channel, Midwest McCulloch Homestead. We are in the garden today and I'm excited because it's time for a June update. We're in the second week of June, it's been pretty hot and we've got a lot of growth going on, so I'm going to be giving you a tour of everything that is growing currently in my vegetable garden. Here's what our garden's looking like as you walk into it. I'll start in this section here. So, as you can see, our broccoli has just grown tremendously. We've got the same broccolis over here. In this row, spinach. The spinach was a volunteer. I don't know what species that one is, but it is, my husband called it aggressive looking. Here's our lettuce. There's 3 plants here that were actually volunteers as well, and I transplanted them into this row. Those are seeds that I started over. This row here is arugula. And this row is carrots. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I had to restart my greens bed. I did not mulch it after I planted my seeds, and I also did not keep up on the weeds. So the weeds and the greens were all growing together, and it's just difficult to tell them apart. And it almost seemed like a lot just wasn't germinating because I had a hard time identifying some of the plants within the weeds. I did end up going to purchase more seeds, and then I started them over in this bed. In this section here, I just have a dark green zucchini and a summer squash. There's a row of sunflowers along the back, which is a little different from what I had planned. I was going to put these in a different spot. If you saw my garden planning video, you know where I was going to put them. There's dark opal basil start, rosemary, and then this one's supposedly a lavender. And back here we have 3 rows of corn. Those are spaced about 1.5 feet apart, but I did 3 rows so that we can ensure the pollination occurs. Almost all of those have germinated at this point. I planted 12. Moving up here, this is a jalapeno start. I had to purchase this plant because the seeds didn't start for me, but that's alright. And then I've got a marigold because those are great companion plants with tomato. And there's my sandwich slicer tomato. Interestingly enough, that tomato that you saw, I did not harden off. The tomatoes that I hardened off did not do well. I don't know if that's because I didn't get them in the ground soon enough, or if I just didn't have a good hardening off routine, but the tomato that I did plant directly in ground is absolutely thriving. Looking good. Those are bell peppers, these 2, another marigold. Got some petunias in this pot just for fun. And beans. The beans that you saw me plant when I made the trellis did not germinate, so I had to replant those, and I did that 2 days ago, so we're not seeing any of those yet. And I have 2 pea plants, and again, if you saw that trellis video, you know I started 4. I've only had 2 germinate. For the most part, my garden is in line with the plan that you saw me draw out in one of my first videos. I'm only doing 1 large tomato plant because my husband is also growing a tomato plant, and that would just be an overwhelming amount of tomatoes. I do intend on preserving some of them at the end of the season, but I don't want to be completely overwhelmed by tomatoes. So I purchased the broccoli, the bell peppers, and the jalapeno. Other than that, everything else was started from seed. The sunflowers that are in the back row were started from seed, and I was going to put them in a different spot in the backyard. I wasn't going to put them right in the vegetable garden. We ended up doing some different stuff with our backyard just to make it a cozier hangout space, and that's okay because I think that those sunflowers will be beautiful back there. They'll bring a really nice color and vibe to the garden, which is always what we're going for. The mulch that I'm using in my garden is from my husband. He's a tree guy, so we've got access to mulch a lot of the time, and then I'm experimenting with dried grass clippings around my sunflowers. that concludes my garden tour. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button if you liked this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.